Hi guys, here I am again in the priming room with the golf stuff. This is the second time I will prime golf parts and not the last, because we are not going to do the doors. They are going to be fitted for the body with the fenders, and so there's no point of me getting them ready and then maybe have to ruin them by fitting them on the golf. So I've been on the pause with the golf. We were stuck at the welding part. Originally we thought that we are going to take everything apart and invite the sandblasters and let the welder weld everything on the golf and big project. So now we're at the point of I am going to weld golf. We are not going to do this big project. We are going to do as much as we need, as less as we can, and yeah, I am going to learn to weld. I have actually looked videos and took notes, and well, now I have to take time to practice, and I have no idea what's coming out of this, but we'll see. I'm very excited to try this, and who knows, maybe it's a start of something even bigger. It would open up much for me, because there are projects here that are waiting to be restored, and very cool ones, and for me to be able to do more work with them would mean more content to you, but it would mean more being part of building one car from the scratch. And this is what I love about the car project, to be able to take something apart and then build it up again to its former glory, or even better, or going like mad with the tuning. But I think it will, me learning to weld or do some sheet metal work would open up some possibilities for the future. But today is all about priming. We have here some things that the first time around got too thin layer of primer. Then I believe I haven't told you this, that the front lip is going to be smooth black. Originally it's like this rainy pattern, but we are going to make this smooth because the whole car is like smooth black, so we thought that it would suit better. Then there's the hood, which needed some more putty. Then there's the rear lead, which is off the donor coil, and it's much more better condition. Doesn't need any replacement, no rust coming through. There's some rust converter on it, and yeah, it will get the EPO prime, EPO prime, and then the filler prime. And then we are going to have 2 doors, which is not part of this project, but since it's a prime day, I am going to do it anyway. And well, last time it took 4 hours. Now it's less things, but still I think it's like a 2-hour project. And well, I have some pointers I learned from the last time that I'm gonna do differently this time, and let me tell you what they are. Most important is that the last time I only used the face mask, which was good, but this time I'm going to put the suit on because the amount of dust in the air and everywhere is crazy. And maybe what's interesting to know is that if you want to preserve your hair, especially the girls, maybe guys too, then use some hair serum or some kind of oil in the hair to preserve your hair. It will make the shield to the hair, and of course tuck it in, hide it away, but yeah, the dust will get through the clothes too. So if you want to preserve your hair then and you're working in a dusty environment, then use this tip. Start from the edges, right, and then start from your side and then move away as much as you can, and then go to the other side and start where you left off, because when you will do like this and finish here, then this part is already drying. So the next tip is have more courage. I didn't, and the result was that I had 2 thin layers of prime, or the layer was too grimy, and which is harder to sand later on. And you have to have, like, when you're spraying it, then you have to have a glossy surface that you see it's forming a layer, not just spraying, like sprinkling a little bit on the surface. So yeah, let's see how I will do about that today. It's pretty cool to see that I'm evolving with every work. So there's said that knowledge is power, but it's not actually true. Using this knowledge into practice is power. So this is my outfit. Nice. Wish me luck. Here we go. Whew. Filming yourself is one of the best way to learn. Setting the priming gun wasn't yet something I did myself, and it backfired. In here I see that the spray area is too big for epoxy prime and too much coming out. Not setting the gun nozzle will waste a lot of material, and I didn't start with the edges. Oh, and the Volkswagen badge round part in here, well, this time I was too generous and had some runs. Safe to say that I should learn and practice more. But the good news is that this is just priming. I can always sand and prime again, but with painting, I should already do some practice rounds, but I suspect that the first painting round will be with those exact parts. So, as usual, I run into some issues and nothing will go smooth. Oh my god. Okay, I think we're good here. Done. So much to learn again. So much to learn. Practice makes progress. What can I say? Um, Today's conclusion is that I still have something to learn. Okay, so we started off with the darker primer and everything was good. One thing more. I think I put a little much epoxy primer on, a little thinner layer next time. Note to self. Then the primer. I haven't used. I'm not used to setting the gun myself yet, but I felt that the spray area was too thin, and so I just maybe in the video some smarter experienced guys already could tell that it was too thin, and so after I've done like 2 layers, I told them that I feel like it could be bigger, and I had problems with the hood, like I'm spraying with the small stripes, and I would like to. I'm tired. I would like it to be like wider, and so to all of us surprise, basically the spray area was almost shut down. So we crank it up wide open and did more liquidy primer to the last. But before that, so one huge error was I just poured primer to the gun. I didn't clean it between, which I should have. We have like very hot weather right now, and it's hot in here too, and the primer started to dry to the inside of the gun thingy. And I felt the primer isn't coming through as nicely, but I looked inside. I thought that maybe it's run out of, but there was still primer inside there, so I just swiped more and more, and then we discovered that inside of the gun it was already dried and lumpy. My bad. So basically what I've done is with 2 very big priming works, I think gotten through all of the mistakes. I hope. So, 3rd time, I hope it will be easier, and now I can turn the gun by myself, and I know how to swipe better and clean your priming gun between the fillings. Oh, I'm so tired again. Yeah, it took about 2 hours, I think, plus the pre-work, and 2 or 3 hours. We basically did 4 rounds this time, and we had to do 1 lighter primer, so pretty much mixing up. Oh, and this Mirka suit is pretty cool. I mean, they are all big for me, so I had to use the carriage belt. It's like a design, but it's cool. Like I can put my phone in here pocket, and there's pocket here and here, and there's cool picture inside on the back. And this too. Good thing I used it today. There's so much dust in here, like wouldn't want that on my body or inside my lungs or inside my body. So yeah, use your protection. But overall, I'm happy, and I got to practice a lot again. And I mean, this is what makes the progress. Now it's sanding time again, and we are going to do the body. So I have to learn how to weld and do all the metal work. Oh, interesting. If not in this video, then in next. So take care and bye. Ciao. But basically I'm like Aladdin. I would need a carpet to fly on. Or I would need a big necklace. And then I'm gonna be like...